Do you guys know who Chris Rager is? Basically, a public figure, I suppose. He is the voice of Mr. Satan, aka Hercule, from the Funimation dub of Dragon Ball Z. There you go. Even has it right there in his Twitter bio. Reps that. Voice of Mr. Satan. So he wants to be associated with that intellectual property, it seems like. Seems also like a bad idea to be doing stuff like this. So what we have here is Zero Resurrected on Twitter. You know, sharing his opinion on something. And Chris Rager, voice of Hercule, gets in that conversation and ends up getting in multiple arguments with anime fans. And for the record, Chris Rager is about 47 years old, I believe. The only reason I bring that up is because I would really hope by that age, you would have a level of maturity and wisdom, you know, some sort of good attributes where you wouldn't be doing this sort of thing. But apparently, you know, here we are. Let's take a look. Now, for the record, I'm going to read what Zero Resurrected says here, and that is what gets Chris's response, and then it just devolves into a bunch of arguments with other people as well. But let me just establish right at the beginning that I actually don't really agree with what Zero Resurrected says here, and that's totally fine. No shade at Zero. We have something great going on in this community. We can disagree with each other and still get along. We don't have an echo chamber. It's wonderful. I'll explain why, though, why I disagree with this. So I believe Zero is referring to the upcoming appeal hearing for the Vic Mignogna vs. Funimation litigation on September 22nd. Here's what Zero says. September 22nd, set your calendars, and just remember one thing. Even if it all goes poorly, Nick will spill everything he has on Funimation. All our efforts and support will not have been in vain. So I disagree with that because it's implying that, like, we haven't accomplished anything already. And I think the entire I Stand With Vic community has absolutely accomplished a whole lot already. I mean, this industry has already changed in the last year and a half from everything I Stand With Vic has accomplished. So I disagree with that point. He also says we either get justice from the courts or revenge from Nick and his sources. And I also disagree with that final point because just being as honest as possible, I think it comes off a bit childish to say, you know, we'll get revenge. We'll get revenge. Like, I don't know, man. Not my cup of tea to be phrasing it like that. But hey, again, no shade at Zero. I sharing my opinion just like he's sharing his. But apparently, Chris is the one who actually gets really upset with that. Here's what Chris Rager says. Nick has nothing and is nothing. And everything just gets crazier and crazier from here. Pirate Canvas basically says, be quiet. You're not as important as you think you are. You're not a celebrity. You're just a scummy human being. Chris Rager says, it's cute that you think that's insulting. Hi, I'm Canvas Pirate. My measure of humanity is how famous you have become. Sad. Pirate says, what's sad is that you took great offense to what I said. Otherwise, you would not have responded the way you did, which is honestly hilarious when you get offended. Keep in mind, this is literally Hercule. Well, okay, it's not. I mean, you know, Hercule is Japanese IP. But the point is, this guy is repping that he's Hercule. He's got the profile picture. He's repping it in his bio and all that. So, again, I'm going to default to, is this the look you want your intellectual property being used for? Going out and bashing fans of anime? Really don't think so, Toy. Really don't think so. But, you know, that's your problem, not mine. I'm just going to laugh at it. You can deal with that on your own. So then Hercule says, I didn't realize you were an expert in clinical psychoanalysis. I'm sure most people are responding to you because they take great offense. I'm responding to you because it's amusing. Please continue. Yes, when you're, almost 50 years old and you have nothing going on in your life, you go to Twitter and you get in arguments with anime fans. That's what you do for amusement, apparently. Pirate Canvas refutes that, says, what's wrong? Funimation ain't got nothing for you, buddy, implying that he's not getting work. Hercule says, got a session in an hour, actually. Yeah, X to doubt on that as he goes on and argues for the next hour. Excuse me, I lost my place. I'm laughing too much. Let me cut this here, have a sip of coffee and continue. The coffee was good. Thanks for your patience. Here's actually where the conversation gets really good too, because Chris starts blatantly going after the fans even more. Here we go. So it starts with them talking about piracy now. Pirate Canvas, very fitting name. Says, and yet anime piracy is still rapid and making a lot more money than you. Hercule, so you condone this federal criminal activity? You're such a good person. Zero says, you're the reason it makes money. You drive them away with your juvenile, unprofessional behavior. That's a pretty fair point in my opinion. I'm adding that now. He continues to say, Vic is the one the fans care about. The only fans that matter to you are the ones that kiss you or you know what. Hercule, so I am responsible for other choices to participate in criminal activity? Great logic. Zero says, yes, you are. You are at the mercy of us and our money. You depend on us. You need us. You always have and always will. Same with your colleagues. We choose what to do with our money. You cannot stop us. And then Hercule says, your logic is seriously flawed. I owe you nothing. We owe you nothing. You deserve nothing. You deserve nothing, he says. Oh my gosh. With the Hercule profile picture, and again, repping Hercule in the bio, and all that. Holy smokes. He actually said that. This person, Chaos, then chimes in and says, you owe us everything. If you didn't like the characters you play, you'd be unemployed. It's not you people like, it's Hercule and Torque. We made you. If we didn't buy the things you're in, you wouldn't exist as anything but a random scrub. Without us, you're nothing. And Hercule says, yet sales are fine. So perhaps you personally matter less than you sales for what? I would chime in there and question that point. Okay, sales are fine. What specifically are you talking about? What sales are you talking about? That's so random. I mean, I get it. They're talking about the industry in general, but it seems like Hercule really pulled that out of nowhere. What specific sales are you talking about? Please, more details. I would press him on that. Unfortunately, well, actually, fortunately for me, I'm not involved in this conversation. I'm just laughing at it after the fact. Listen, man, I would, here's some advice from me too. At the end of the day, you can all do what you want, but really be careful getting in these arguments on Twitter with weirdos like this. You end up wasting a lot of time from your day that you could be using in a better way. My humble opinion, don't gotta listen to me. And to be fair, I've been guilty of such a thing at times too. But hey, I look back on it afterwards and I think to myself, what the heck did I just do with the last 2 hours of my day? I've been arguing with weirdos on Twitter. Should never do that again. And, you know, I'm not saying I never make that mistake, but I try not to. Anyways, so here's the part where Hercule talked about sales. My bad for not having it scrolled up. Sorry. And then this person, Duke of Rhodes, says, sales are fine in your stupid brain. What? You don't deserve to voice act. You voice actors are terrible people. Says, I hope you go to HELL's Chris Rager. To which Hercule, Chris, responds and says, well, I do play Mr. Satan, so... Oh my gosh. I can't believe this is a real conversation, guys. You know, back in the day when I was a kid watching Dragon Ball Z on the television, Cartoon Network or whatever, Toonami, I never would have imagined that, you know, years from then, I would be seeing Hercule arguing with anime fans on Twitter. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with these people? Oh my gosh. That's the video, guys. I got to get this uploaded. I need more coffee after reading this. I hope you enjoyed. See you soon. I think I only have one more segment coming out today. But I hope it's I hope to catch you then. Hopefully you enjoy. See you then.